Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Radhe.
We'll have number 3 on. Welcome. It's everyone here this morning. Welcome to friends on the internet. So we'll do what we always do. We'll suspend our mind just a teeny little bit and free our awareness to focus on awareness itself, to focus within awareness on awareness itself. And once we've established ourselves a bit in this the innate awareness and its qualities of spaciousness and the energy, Ajia, the Shakti, and the light, and the oneness, which is compassion. We'll extend this awareness for our body, awakening all the centers. All the way down into the earth, and all the way back up to the sky above. And it all meets in the inner heart. And having established ourselves in this, in our body, we'll extend to the immediacy of our situation, which is each other. And the immediacy of our situation is the true mandala. We'll do that now. Inside to inside, direct, unmediated. We extend to our friends on the internet and them to us. And then we'll extend to the dimension of the ancestors, the mothers and the fathers, and the mothers and the fathers of the mothers and the fathers. The light extending to the light. The generational feel being freed. And then we'll extend to the great yogis, masters, the great people we've met in our life who embody awareness so completely that the invisible becomes more visible. Luminous flesh. Swami Muktananda, Dorje Rinpoche, Dr. Yenjin, Amma, many. Kunzang Dechen Lingpa. Bhagavan. Then we'll extend to the different traditions that we participate in. And these traditions are themselves fields of knowledge, information, and light, articulated so many different cultures and languages, customs. They mix in our bodies. We become universal people. And the tribal boundaries thin. Then we'll extend this awareness to that dimension which is mysterious and ineffable, the archetypical dimension, the dimension of the deities, Dakinis, Devas. And this morning we'll extend to the Dakini Dorje Yudronma, who is the friend of yogis. And we'll rest for a while. And this morning, someone asked, and so I'm going to do this, is do the practice of Dorje Yudronma. And as these practices, or pujas, are actually embodiment practices. So we can think about a puja or one of these yogic practices, these texts even, as embodiment practices. So whether you and I are listening to the chanting of a sacred text, to the goddess, or you and I are reading the words and syllables of a text, or even simply glimpsing the words in English, it is mantric. The mantric dimension is actually your own awareness, my own awareness, that we bring to the situation. It is actually beyond words and syllables. The simple sense of invocation is enough. The simple sense of invocation is enough for the doorway to open and for you and I to enter. To enter where? Where we're going. To this multidimensionality of our own awareness. These pujas, these invocations, are skillful means of embodiment, embodying the archetypical dimension of our own awareness, embodying the cosmological dimension of our personal awareness field. So we do not see them simply as psychological metaphors, like Joseph Campbell does and many, many people, but rather the practice of invoking the deities and the dakinis, the gods and the goddesses, as skillful ways for bringing forth within our own being the luminous, spacious awareness of the great bliss, the Mahasukha, within the context of both beneficence and fierceness, of the elemental energies and the elemental processes of light, of mixing and configuring within our own field of light and energy. So ultimately, you and I enter the most elemental level of experience, space, earth, air, water, fire, radiant light. The radiance of pristine awareness, primordial awareness, that manifest as you and me and the world itself. And these pujas, these practices, reconfigurate the elements. By elements, I mean the processes, the basic processes. Solidification, fluidity, fire. Puja in Dzogchen practice is not approaching divine otherness. And neither is it entering into a supplicating, begging posture, such as, could you give me more? Can you spare a dime? It is devotional. It is devotional as life is devotional. Embracing of life as it is devotional. This is not a practice of lack. If we go from that posture we won't get out of it. Puja is also, these practices are not primarily visual, as some would think, in the sense of seeing the icons, imagery, as reality itself, but through a mythic narrative, a story of words and symbols and sounds, the iconic doorway opens into the field of eminence and expansion, the field of elemental light and the cosmological powers, the Shakti, the Chi. And puja, as invocation, simply a word for invocation, bringing forth, and found in all the traditions. It's found in shamanism, Sufism, Vajrayana Buddhism, Shaivite Hinduism, and in the power of the Christian invocation of the Christ in the ritualistic Mass. The mastery of invocation is the mastery of the field. The mastery of invocation is the mastery of the field. So in a puja or in a practice, one becomes what one is and brings forth oneself in greater dimensionality and stability. In puja, one works with a narrative and a mythic poetic metaphors that lead one into a deeper or truer sense of the beingness of one's own being and the pristine presence that arises from within us and through us and around us. So these practices or invocation of the present of pristine awareness, timeless awareness, and so we'll focus in. So this is the sadhana of Dorje Yudronma that is like a wish-fulfilling jewel that manifests all that is desired. This was given by Longchenpa through his visionary experiences of Padmasambhava and Yeshitogo together, who gave him this transmission. And it's in that understanding that we'll participate in this. Homage to the great Acharya Padmasambhava, the symbol of the primordial Guru that is within us as us, accomplishing all wishes and hopes and that one desires. I embrace Yeshitogo, the goddess of nurturance and love, and I shall explain the sadhana of Dorje Yudronma. Here is the outer, inner, and secret practices. The outer practice is the 5 medicine queen sisters. The inner practice is the 5 beautiful goddesses. And the secret practice is the 5 dakinis. Being of body and speech and mind, they are practiced as follows. First, the outer sadhana. In an isolated and pleasant place, a pleasing snow mountain, a wooden mountain, grass-covered mountains or groves, condos, apartments, houses, wherever, above a mandala of a 4-petal lotus. You can set up, if you wish, an image of the medicine queen, a mirror, and the ritual arrow, and all around the 3 whites and 3 sweets. These are like nectarian. And flowers and the rest arranged as offerings. And yourself, one's own self, manifest in an instant as the form of Padmasambhava. So you bring yourself into that form as the primordial guru. In front, in the middle of a snow mountain forest, is a great palace. And inside, on this throne, is Dorje Yudronma. Clear, white, wearing white silks, adorned with gold and turquoise. In her right hand, you can hold that if you wish in your right hand, she holds a wish-fulfilling gem, consciousness itself. In her left hand, she holds a silver mirror of resonance. And she's adorned with silk, skulls, and a rosary of mirrors, resonance. She is smiling, seated, with one leg stretched out and the other drawn in. It's a classical posture. The chief of the Dakinis is smiling, and light radiates from her into all four directions. And together with her four sisters, smiling in appearance, and they're similar, all are very charming, very beautiful, eternally youthful, and happy. By the brilliant light radiating from the hearts, the heart essence, the luminous heart essence, all the wisdom beings are summoned. So with this, they're starting to invoke all the different deities, the protectors, ancient gurus, all the lineages are being pulled in. It's like magnetizing, pulling them in to the heart. And from this palace of the pure white clouds, the divine abode of Sky Medicine Snow Mountain becomes present within you. So recite this mantra without any distraction. Om Vadra Pramoha Ring Ring Swaha. Om Vadra Pramoha Ring Ring Swaha. Om Vadra Pramoha Ring Ring Swaha. Then the light rays from your own self as Padmasambhava, from your own heart, touch them. And the conjunctions brought forth, unions brought forth. And since their body, speech, and mind become happy, you can sense the rainfall of light, like drops of light. And all that one wishes is accomplished. And this particular text is a text of supporting the completion of aspirations. Afterwards, bless a torma, that's like a cake, made of the 3 whites and 3 sweets with the 3 syllables, Om, Ahung. That opens up the 3 dimensions of Namanakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Dharmakaya. Om, Ahung. Then offer with 3, 5, or 7 of the recitations below. So like you make an offering. The light to the light as the light. Om Vajra Pramoha Balinka Ka Ka Kai Kai. Om Vajra Pramoha Palinka Ka Kahi Kahi. Om Vajra Pramoha Palinka Ka Kahi Kahi. There's a mantra of oneness. And then Dorje Yudronma, you're so very beautiful, with a white complexion like the sun, rising on the face of the snow mountain. Please grant the cities, the powers upon this practitioner that I am. And I embrace the 5 sisters and the retinue, all that energy. Dakinis are energy and light. And please remember, this is where you enter the drama again, please remember the commitment you accepted long ago in the presence of Master Padma. Please smile in me, the yogi. And in the myth behind this, Brahmasambhava gives to this protectress the power of giving and completing wishes for the yogis and support of aspirations and completion, and quickly accomplish the activities which have been entrusted to you for me and for so many others. She's very, very pleased. So know that what you wish is done. In between sessions, do whatever makes you happy. And practicing like this for a period of a week, in dreams, it will be as above. You will dream of happy women gathering and giving food, embracing and being present. Cities, the powers. And the cities here are primarily the power, first of extension, of having the capacity to extend the field, to amplify the field in yourself and others, to magnetize and bring forth the field of awareness in yourself and others, and to pacify it if it gets too intense, and finally to summon it, to awaken the kundalini, the energy in others. Food and wealth will be like clouds. In particular, very nice women and neighbors will gather, and you will attain the common cities that you desire. And the ones I described, that is the common cities of being able to work within the fields of awareness at Namanakaya, at Sambhogakaya, and then at the Dharmakaya level. Ite, riga, 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 and that usually they end, it's like sealed, 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 but riga, riga, riga means the word extending, extending, and extending. Extending what? The light of awareness. Secondly, the stage of accomplishment for the inner aspect. So now begins the inner practice. Arrange accordingly the objects of the mandala, in particular a silk cloth, a precious container called a yangkuk, and that would be like a little box. And inside the box is a crystal, coral, and turquoise. This goddess is also called the turquoise lady, those elements. And the 5 goddesses possessing the life stories, life stone of the protector. So the 5 goddesses possess the life stone, that power of the protectors. Beautiful, red, holding a lotus and a mirror, wearing ornaments of jewels and silks, sitting with one leg extended and the other drawn in, with offerings and praise from the divine worldly abode. The pleased wisdom beings are again invited, again as an invocation to build, to bring, and build the Shakti, the energy, by invoking all the deities and dakinis and the devas and holy people and saints and gurus and lineages. Then the text says, think this, my own self-nature is the Guru. Think this, my own self-nature is the Guru. And the Guru is the self-revelation of the light, the self-illumination of the light. And so from the heart center, light radiates. So from our heart, light radiates. Feel the power of opening that center. And it infuses and influences all the different beings to gather food, wealth, power, and energy. Ultimately, this is a practice of energy and light, the gathering and transmission. Recite the mantra without distraction now. Om Ring Vajra Pramoha Ring Ring Da Za Akasha Kayam Kungsa. Om Ring Vajra Pramoha Ring Ring Du Du Akasha Ya Kungsa. Om Re Vajra Pramoha Ring Ring Du Du Akasha Ya Kungsa. Then meditate with the light radiating to all the three realms. Then all this light changes to a single red light, and then you bring the red light back into yourself, and it dissolves into the heart chakra, blessing you with the siddhis, the powers of transmission, passing through, invocation. From the five goddesses, light rays radiant from their hearts to the innumerous and uncountable dakinis, bestowing the blessings of auspiciousness this moment. So instantly, your aspirations are fulfilled. Wealth and the cities are accomplished. Then offer whatever auspicious substances you have. So sometimes you can just raise your hand subtly, and the light of your hand, you offer that. Huh? The light in your body, the light in your hand, to the light itself. The light meeting the light. And mostly all these practices, it's the same thing. Over and over again, the light meeting the light. Then you offer this verbal praise. I love the goddess Mandarava, and she's loved by all the immeasurable gods in the Brahmic heaven as one who possesses power within the three worlds. I offer praise, and I embrace her, and according to what I wish, please accomplish my hope, my aspirations as yogi, as a healer. Then again, this text says, in the post-meditation period, do what makes you happy. And within one's dreams, many people will gather. And you will have the capacity to soar into the divine realms, beyond the sun and the moon. And dakinis will gather and bring dharma into your dreams. And dharma means knowledge. So you will feel the capacity for more direct knowledge and understanding channeled to you, given to you. This is why in the Nindig tradition this is considered one of the most greatest of the texts and a secret text. Huh? Because it's so, so generous. When one goes outside, whatever one desires, you will receive. And people will gather around you, and you will gain the city of power. You'll have the power of working within the light, the Shakti. And this is the accomplishment of the inner practice. Ite ga 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 means sealed, sealed, sealed. So now we're moving on. We could stop here at this moment, but we're going to go to the final practice, the secret practice. The third part is the secret practice. In an isolated and pleasing place, like a basement, create a mandala of 4 petals of white and yellow, red and green. And in the middle is bluish white. On top, place a kapala filled with amrita. And the kapala is a cup filled with amrita. And place on top of that a mirror and a double triangle. There's also another meaning that the kapala is your own body, and you're beginning to have open for you the amrita, and the amrita is the nectarian states and nectarian smells, nectarian tastes of the nectar of the bodhicitta, the heart essence, liquid light. Hri Harinisa Loka Sarva Siddhi Phala Kungsa. Hri Harinisa Loka Sarva Siddhi Phala Kungsa. Invoking the dakinis now. Hri Harinisa Loka. Harinisa is a dakini mantra. Sarva Siddhi Phala Kungsa. In addition, one may write verses about the country and the person of which is the object of the practice. That's the goddess, Dorje Yudronma. And through the creation stage, this transforms into the 5 dakinis. And within the center, Hri, inner mantra, transforms into the principal dakini, that's the center of your heart. And the main secret dakini is red, with a jewel on her forehead. This is the kurukula, the red tower-like. She has a head of a sow on her crown, the head. So the dakini is there with the light. And the second one, the sow, the pig, is hiddenness. So always in this text there's the working on concealment and unconcealment. The very nature of awareness, the very nature of consciousness is always concealing, unconcealing, concealing, unconcealing, opening and closing. So in other words, don't feel bad about it when things aren't always open. It is the very nature of the light, the very nature of manifestation of consciousness, this ongoing process. So she has the head of a sow on her crown and dances on a corpse. And the crook of her arm is a katavava, it's like a stick to lean on. She's surrounded by dakinis of the 4 directions on each of the seed syllables, similar to that of the main dakini, Maharinisa. In the dakini's heart chakra are a lotus and a moon. So in the center is a lotus and moon, and sun disk. The moon is the soft light of awareness. The sun is the piercing, fiery light of awareness. Topped by a blazing red Hri, Harinisa, and surrounded by the circling syllables Harinisa. So in the middle of your body is Hri, heart essence, then Maharinisa circling around. So you can meditate on the blazing light rays expanding, and your own self arises again as Padmasambhava in his fierce state. Dark blue, blazing fierceness, fire, summoning all the wisdom beings from Ogmin and making the outer, inner, and secret offerings. So repeat the mantra without breaking concentration. Om Hri Harinisa Loka Siddhi Akasha Kung Zu Zu Za Za Ching. Ring, ring. And from the essence of one's heart, light rays expand to touch the dakinis. We'll do that. We're in the Sambhogakaya realm now. And then the light returns from them. You extend, and then it returns to you. And the light from them expands to touch the world and all the beings, filling everything that you see with auspiciousness and luminosity. The gathered light returns, permeating everything, causes tremors in the body. Kundalinis awaken so totally. And bringing forth the spirits within your influence. So you're entering that dimension now. The very esoteric text, isn't it? Go. And from the great ocean of space, light expands like the skin of a drum, transforming all the elements. Stay with it. Stay in it. By the striking of the drum, it's like a clap, one gains control and influence within the light of the sun and the moon. The sun is the fierce light of your own heart, the light of the inner heart essence, and the moon is the maternal light, soft, caressing, embracing. By the sound of the drum, you feel the power, the Shakti of being in the three worlds. Sambhogakaya, pure openness, pure potential, clear space before the elements arise. Sambhogakaya, dimension of the elements, arising the light, the energy, vortexes, deities, energies. Nomanakaya, flesh, us. Keep this motivation in your own mind. Do not be distracted from this awareness and the mantra. If you take this text, practice it for 1 week. In one's dreams, you will travel to towns where people will gather and welcome you, and wealth will come to you like rain. You'll have the experience of the Dakini, a skygoer, soaring through the sky, feeling the fluidity of your own being. You will receive termas. You'll receive knowledge. directly, you will also find precious objects. In one's dreams, the sounds of horns and drums and music are heard, and you smell the divine scent of the bodhicitta. And sentient beings, you'll experience inequality consciousness without fear. And with royal characters, you will feel equality with everyone. And wealth will support you and your aspirations. These are the signs of the cities that were just described. Now the final stage of self-empowerment. The power of the three worlds dissolve into the light, and the light blesses the dutsi in the kapala. It blesses the nectar in the cup, but it also, more subtly, it helps bring forth the nectarian states in your own being. And from this, the dutsi washes the mirror. So you can use the liquid to wash the mirror on the subtle level. The resonating process of your body becomes more and more direct because it's more blocks have been removed. And this is the benefit of the secret practice. The secret practice is like a wish-fulfilling jewel. In brief, one must meditate on the recitation, which we've just done, and you will feel yourself gathering light and energy. And your wishes will arise, and there'll be more accomplishment for you, and your dharma will increase. The samaya for this type of practice is very simple. Do not get captured by grasping, greedy attachments. Don't lock in. Most of all, practice generosity and hold the samaya. That means your commitment to the primordial guru, the secret guru. Generate awareness with the activity of realization. Meditate on the bliss, the sukha, the great bliss of the inner heat, the fire within your heart. And meditate on the emptiness, the purity of everything and everyone and every situation. And this is the method for the quick result. Ga, 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 sealing it. Now here's the highest secret practice. It's a long practice, isn't it? This is the most secret practice. Again, bring forth yourself as Padmasambhava, manifest. The primordial guru. At one's heart is Hari, circled by Harinisa. Center of your heart is Hari, then the mantra Maharinisa. In front of yourself appears the dark blue Vajrahari, the Dakini, the dark blue Vajrahari of great bliss. With one face, a sow's head in her crown. She's totally fierce. She has 3 eyes. The center one is the third eye, completely open. And she holds a cutting knife, the kapla. She's dancing, and every movement she makes expands the light, immeasurable light, not unlike the cosmic Shiva. And in 4 directions are 4 dakinis, similar to the central figure. And at her heart is the sun and the moon, with Hri circled by Maharinisa. And from the syllables come light, gathering power from the world and from the beings. So the syllables start pulling light and energy from all around all around your situation. You gather chi, you gather the Shakti, you gather the light. And the light collects and dissolves into the Hri at the heart. Then you press the winds from the top to the bottom. So from your navel to the root right now, focus the energy down and expand the light. So you focus the energy down, it's a kumbhaka. As you push that down, you begin to gather the light. You draw your breath in to the right nostril, and you breathe the light and energy into your body. You'll feel your breath stopping now. And then, with the left nostril, you bring in the breath into the heart. Through the entire body. You'll feel yourself entering the breathless breath for a moment. Rest in that state. Focusing on the bliss and spaciousness. If you like, your mouth can be open. After the meditation, understand that all phenomena are the manifestation of primordial awareness. And the very nature of your mind and your body is primordial and liberated, radiant emptiness, radiant space, pure awareness. So, do not meditate. Do not create right now. Just relax, take a break in the natural state. Just relax right now. No focus. And allow yourself to experience the equanimity of wisdom. And feel the completeness of your own nature, just as you are, forever and ever. All this is completed by the wisdom wind. And sometimes the wisdom wind is called the Penuma, or the breath of God. It is all completed. Ultimately, this is neither earned or worked for. It is simply given to you. All this stuff is not a function of merit, being a good person. It is given. It is given. And this is the bliss that overcomes suffering and the bliss that protects your mind. The text is just about over. And it says the first three stages are the state of generation states. They don't really count as much. It's the final state of completion that really should be focused on, where you will completely reach the state of enlightenment, the last one we did, and resting in the common cities falling like rains. And this is known by the meditating yogi as well as the worldly and otherworldly states. Meditation in the generation stage does not matter. Forget about it. The path leading to the essence of completion is this: by transforming all places to the state of enlightenment. Wherever you show up, feel that this place is the state of enlightenment and is complete in the equanimity of samsara and nirvana. Samsara and nirvana are always one. They're always one now. They will always be one, both in life and even after death. Of all the practice in the generation and completion stages in the path of enlightenment, this practice of Dorje Yudronma, this is Longchenpa writing this now, this practice of Dorje Yudronma is known as the complete path to the liberation of samsara. And connecting those to have this is given the instructions from the Dakinis and bestows the cities of great bliss on you. We'll focus right now inside for a little while. So it's about 8:30. We're going to end up our meditation now. Rub our hands together and place it on our heart. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This is not our typical meditation day where we have such a long invocation. But someone asked me, would I give this to the meditation group? So I was happy to do it. This is considered really one of the most sacred and most secret texts in the Enigma tradition, that particular tradition. And this is like given to people that are yogis in practicing that. But as we understand this, these traditions, the thinning of the tribal boundaries are happening more and more. And so more and more of this type of, these texts that were once very contained are really more generously being released in this time when Saturn now is the energy of spirituality, and Jupiter is less so. So there's less hierarchy, and it's much more democratic. And one time, as Dorje Rinpoche was saying, he was going to give some empowerment. He's a very famous head of the Enigma tradition. His pictures are over there. He came to America, and he's going to start giving out these empowerments. And it's really very, 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 particular. And all these people are there. Women and kids are there. All the people are there. The babies are crying, And he's going to start making some who he can give the empowerments to. That everybody's getting really angry at him. So then he says, wait a minute, he's in America. So he starts really giving all these empowerments away. And so he really started the generosity of all these empowerments being given to everyone, which to me is really relating to the astrological cycle we're in. You guys follow what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to end now and make a few announcements. Then if you want, we'll turn the lights out lower. And then if you want, you can come up, place the text, and then you can sign a little note upstairs if you want the text. But wanting it, the text says you have to practice it for 1 week. And on that condition, and then I'll have them made out to you and send them to you by email. Then also, there's certain symbols associated with this, and then I'll place those in your hands if you want. But this is not for everybody. But if you like this sort of thing, you can come up later after this, and I'll give these to you. Okay? There's the arrow, which is it means two things. It's long life, but it's also a symbol of the Vajra dimension, the cutting through stuff dimension. Okay? And then there's silk, and there's the mirror, and there's the elements of turquoise, crystal, and Carl. And some announcements. You have an announcement, Share?
Next week we will not be broadcasting, and we will not be doing a program. So next Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're canceling for the Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanks. And also what I'd like you all to do, if you don't mind, this is sound a little embarrassing, but sometimes people come and go when not here. This has happened. Usually we have someone lead a meditation, but sometimes we have to leave, and that may not take place like some last time. So if you don't mind, Twitter, okay? If you go to the website, there's Twitter. I'm not sending messages out, but only for cancellation or something, like for this. The other seminars, people sign up and I have you, but this is kind of fluid. People come and go. But if you don't mind doing that, it's totally private. It's not going. It's only for like canceling. So if you want to go to Twitter, put your name on Twitter, and I can also send a little Twitter note out if for some reason, because this is a very fluid group. People come and go and that sort of thing, which is fine. But just in terms of sometimes people show up and no one's here because they haven't been here for 3 weeks and they haven't heard the announcement. So you might want to consider Twitter, and that way it'd be simple. A-okay? Can't think of anything else. I hope everybody enjoyed today. And this will be on the internet. So we're going to turn the lights low. You're welcome to stay and meditate. We'll put chant number 2 on, okay? And we'll continue the meditation since this was a little long invocation. But if you want, you come up, and then I will give you these little symbols, and we'll focus the energy like we often do walking around, okay? But I know time is running a little short.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.